Hello everybody, my name is Blessed, and this is the first week of the Casual Cup Draft League that I've entered. I have entered this season with Panda as my co-coach. We're Team Rock and Stone Journer. I did not have a draft review video, but instead, we will just have this week 1 match. Also didn't have a team builder. We were kind of rushed this week. We forgot to build yesterday, so we had to build and play on the same day. Didn't have time to record. Anyways, just general stuff, since it's the first video of the season. Down below in the description, you can find a link to the Casual Cup Discord server. Join the community, watch battles live, interact with us. Great place. Also, down there will be mine and Panda's Twitters. Our opponent's Twitters this week it is Cobb and Sidarius, the Cubone Corp. And you can find the link to Violet's Twitter, the wonderful artist who made this layout and thumbnail design for me. But, since I didn't have a team builder video, I will just go over the team quickly before I go over the battle. So, first, we have PH Fiddleton, the Weavile, with Nevermelt Ice, Icicle Crash, Knockoff, Ice Shard, and Swords Dance. Cobb and Sid's team is very weak to just Weavile's Dual Stab in Icicle Crash and Knockoff. Pardon me. And Swords Dance was because we could set up on many Pokemon because of that. We'd force a switch, set up, and then just win the game once we found their Scarfer. So that is the set here. We could have been adamant if we decided to just speed creep Cryogonal, which is our fastest Pokemon, but we decided to speed creep a Scarf Pangoro instead. Next up is Sport Ball, the Choice Scarf Primarina. Moonblast, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Flip Turn. We went with Scarf Prim just because it outsped everything they have, and also nothing they wanted could switch into Moonblast or Hydro Pump already, really. Everything was getting 2-hit KO'd, I think everything. And they always have to fear Specs with Prim, because Specs will just annihilate anything. So we were able to go with Scarf. We already did enough damage, so just getting the speed to outspeed everything was very good. Next up is Happy Feet, the Blaziken, holding an Expert Buff this week, Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Stone Edge, and Flame Charge. Max Speed to Speed Tie, Togekiss, and Regidrago. We went with a Flame Charge set this week because if we were able to, without even a Swords Dance, just with Expert Belt, we were hitting most things super effectively already just with Dual Stab and Stone Edge. Once we got a Flame Charge, we outspent everything besides a few Scarfers. Scarf Jirachi, Scarf Rotom, and Scarf... what was the last one? Scarf Cryogonal, I think? And Scarf Rotom we weren't scared of because then it'd have to be Scarf Thunder Wave to do anything, really. So once we got a Flame Charge up, we could just beat them, and even without a boost, Flare Blitz and Close Combat could just annihilate most of our team with Stone Edge for... what was it for? Araquanid. And Togekiss. Next up is Flugzeug, the German airplane. Silvally Flying, with Multi-Attack, Crunch, Parting Shot, and Defog. So a Defog, self-explanatory, we need a Defog or Multi-Attack. Again, self-explanatory, it's Silvally. Crunch was to hit the two things Multi-Attack didn't hit neutrally, which were Jirachi and Doublade, and Parting Shot just as a nice pivot move. The choice behind Silvally Flying was because Pangoro was a huge threat to our team. We saw it even before draft was done. We saw versus Pangoro, we were talking about Moldbreaker Earthquake and how it could just ravage our team. So we had figured out very early that Silvally Flying would be a very good switch-in because it cannot be knocked off due to its memory and RKS system, and just how Silvally works. We resist close combat and we can't be hit by EQ. And we would outspeed and kill back with a multi-attack. So we only needed a bit of defense, and so yeah, this was mostly built as a Pangoro answer. The Destroyer of Ohio, Stunfisk with leftovers, Discharge Earth Power, Self-Rock Toxic. Not much to talk about here, just a very standard Stunfisk, fully physically defensive. We brought this because Static was very good. We could switch into a few things on the physical side, Pangoro, Jirachi, Doublade, Dunsparce, I think? Physical Regidrago? I don't remember. Jirachi was the main one. We can switch into a Scarf Jirachi, take the hits very comfortably, and we can static it, basically making its Scarf useless. because then something like Blaziken or Weavile would outspeed it. And our final member here, Kaiju the Lickitung, with the EVLA, of course, knockoff Wish Protect counter. I forgot we had counter on here. I thought we had Heal Bell. Fully sped up because this was supposed to be our Nidoking switch-in. Spoilers, he didn't bring Nidoking. That's basically all. We wanted a Wish Pass or we wanted a Nidoking switch-in. Counter was because if we were at full, 100%, we could take a close combat from non-boosting item Pangoro, and then counter to kill it. So, very situational, but we decided to have it. And now we can get into the battle. So, as you can see here, and as you could have seen on the layout from before, Cobb's lineup this week: Jirachi, Rotomo, Araquanid, Dunsparce, Regidrago, and Pangoro. Was not expecting a lot of these things. Dunsparce and Jirachi were actually the only ones I didn't really expect. Expected Togekiss to come for sure because our team had a problem dealing with it. And Dunsparce, really that could have been anything, so Dunsparce isn't too surprising. But instantly from team preview, I noticed a few things, which is that Jirachi is probably going to be Scarfed. If not that, then Regidrago. But Scarf Regidrago is not good because we have Weavile Ice Shard. Rotom has to be removal. Their only rocker is Dunsparce. Also, I want to mention right now, I was gonna live record it, which I think I'll be doing going forward, but we had some issues scheduling this week. We initially scheduled for 8 o'clock, and then he said he wouldn't be able to play at 8, so we'd play at 9, but then he said he could play at 8, but I was already doing something, so I just didn't set up a recording and just played the match. But yeah, so looking at team preview, like I said, Rocker, Dunsparce, removal Rotom, Scarfer, probably Jirachi. So I decided to lead with Silvally. Silvally Flying was a lead to cover the Webs lead from Araquanid. Not what he leads with Dunsparce, so I assume Rocks are just going to go up and I'm just have to take that. I go into Dunsparce to eat a Glare. Rocks go up, I Toxic? Yeah. I Toxic expecting Rotom to switch in. Rotom does not switch in. But he switches out, I Toxic again, knowing that for sure Rotom's coming in this time. Just because most of the time Dunsparce is only running dual stabs, which Rotom can very comfortably switch into. I go into Lickitung because that is our Spadef wall. And this is where it gets scary. Called Volt Switch, predicting me to switch out. And he gets in Pangoro. Now, I protected to try and scout what it would go for if it's banded. It is Substitute. I don't know why I protected. I think I should have just switched out into Silvally right away. That was a misplay. Silvally comes in, takes Rocks damage. It bulks up and is able to Drain Punch, I believe. I multi-attack first, break the sub. Yeah, they Drain Punch. But now they realize they're not doing much. They have to switch out. They don't want to eat on Rotting Attack. Dunsparce is the switch in here. Rocky Helmet, I do a decent amount of damage. Here I defog, trying to just get rid of those rocks. At this point, I don't care too much if Silvally goes down. Ibutan passes, so we do keep switch momentum. Jirachi comes in, I'm just going to go straight into Stunfisk because that is the plan every time to try and static it. Zen Headbutt does a decent amount, 26, but we're just going to heal some of that up with leftovers. Basically does no damage. Dunsparce comes out, I double out into Blaziken. What did I double out into Blaziken for? Rotom. That's right, I expected Rotom to switch in. I can just close combat him here. Flare Blitz didn't kill, so I had to close combat. Takes on Rocky Helmet Chip, I don't care, I don't intend to stay in on whatever he brings in. Brings in Jirachi. I go Stunfisk, just on a U-turn here. Still no static proc, which is very unfortunate. So I started to realize around here that if I could static for Jirachi, then Swords Dance Weavile wins the game. So that became my win con, was try and force Jirachi in as many times as I could. Try and give a static proc on Stunfisk, and then find an opportunity to Swords Dance. So it goes in Regidrago, I'm going to go into Primarina every time I see it. It goes for Dragon Energy. I take that, I go for Hydro Pump here, expecting Jirachi to come in, but it is Araquanid, it is going to be Water Absorb, not Water Bubble. I go into Savali here, I'm very comfortable with just sacking it. I don't want webs to go up, so this is my thing. I was going to just keep defogging if it did set webs. I go for a Crunch, predicting the Jirachi to switch in, but it does not. It just goes for a Liquidation, and I die to the Infestation here. Now, here comes the Blaziken as I switch in here. I go for a Stone Edge, it misses. Now, I believe... Let me just refresh my memory on this. I believe it was about a 60% chance for me to kill. Araquanid. 4 HP. At 83. Yeah, so it was a 62.5% chance to kill. You're gonna see that, but just trust me on that. So yeah, that miss sucks. It's Liquidation off. Due to him not being Water Bubble though and being Water Absorb, it does not kill me. I'm just gonna click again. So at this point, I started thinking, okay, well maybe he thinks I am Scarf. So, or Banded. Because he would have also calculated, saw that if I wasn't banded, he could live. But either way, Scarf or Band, whatever he thinks, it's good because he thinks I'm choiced. And so in my mind, it's like, okay, well, maybe if he lets this thing die, he goes into Pangoro and I can kill Vincoro. He does not let it die, he just goes hard in Pangoro, assuming that I am choiced, and then I am not choiced, and I am able to just click Close Combat and take out Pangoro, which is great, was a huge threat to my team after Savali died. And now I'm in a pretty good position for the rest of the game. Jirachi comes in here. I'm gonna go into Stunt Disc once again, because as I said before, I have no reason not to ever. I finally get a static, and at this point, the game is basically sealed for me. I just need to play to the win con now, which is Weavile. Set Rocks is Discharge was only gonna do like 7%, probably not, probably more than that. But I'm just gonna skip these next few turns. It is just the Rotom and Stunfisk going at it for a few turns. The Rotom dies to Toxic the same turn that my Stunfisk dies. I believe I go Blaziken here, right? Yep. I go Blaziken here because if Araquanid came in, Weavile still couldn't kill it. But, and Blaziken could at least outspeed or speed tie everything. I close combat here, just not let Regidrago in. Doesn't kill, but it does get fully parried. Now, again, I just go for close combat because, as I said before, don't want to let Regidrago in for free. So, Jirachi goes down, Regidrago comes in. I opt to save the Blaziken here, because, again, I have no reason to not go Prim, first of all. But I do opt to save Blaziken just because, in case, I don't know, in case I misplayed, really. I don't think I had to save Blaziken. But, if Araquanid... Since Araquanid didn't die to knockoff, I wasn't sure how much a Moonblast was going to do. I didn't calculate that yet, and I knew that Lickitung couldn't beat it. So basically, I was just needed Blaziken to make sure I could for sure get a hit off on the Araquanid to knock it into Weavile range. But anyways, Cobb does predict the switch. He goes for a Thunder Fang. He does not do enough. Here, I can just click Moonblast for free. Moonblast does only 21. This turned out to be an AV Araquanid, which I figured once I saw how much damage it was doing and that I clicked Liquidation, not Protect, against the Savali after Infested. But there, I got the chip I needed. I can just sack Blaziken, now I can come into Weavile, knock off, and then Ice Cold Crash on the next turn. And I win the game 3-0, knocking us into one of the 8 teams to win a game. I believe that's actually like top 4, really, because a lot of the games this week were close. Standings, yeah, tied for first, actually. But, yeah, very good game. Always a... Sorry. Very good game against Cobb. We take it up 3-0. I am very happy to start off the season with a win. Hopefully next week I can record it live and have a separate team builder video, although I did the team builder fairly quick this week, so maybe not. But, as I said before, links in the description for Twitter, Casual Cup, Cobb's Twitter, Violet's Twitter who made the layout. Always enjoy playing against Cobb, one of the great battlers, has won a league here, and next week we are going against Luggy, so watch for that. Panda will be taking that battle, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna watch it live and commentate over it. But until then, have a good one.